And we're on, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm gonna turn down the volume just a little bit because I don't know.
Yeah, go
God dang
ahead.
it, my volume's still down from last time. So this is just a loud game.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's just keep that because we all kind of have headaches from what we just saw.
So if you guys want,
Yeah.
let's see if this
Um.
fix it.
Right, a podcast. I guess this is Degenerate Discussions, and we're discussing how much
Oh,
bullshit Mulan was.
there we go. Music off.
Not the first one.
Not the first Mulan. To all of you who are a fan of the first one, no.
Oh no,
Not
we
the
love
second
that
one.
one.
A remake.
That one's a bloody masterpiece.
That one
Yes.
is so
Oh.
much better. Great movie. Love it. Watch it when I get bored. No. We're talking about the Disney remake Mulan with the cybernetic woman who I swear to God was a Terminator sent back in time to save China.
Wait. Alchemist, are we sure it's China and not freaking Mongolia?
No, I'm not. For all I know, she was a Mongolian warrior based off the goddamn armor.
I mean, okay. So let's start with the first thing. We open up seeing the young Mulan, and we're thinking, oh, okay, they're gonna show us a weak or
A girl. I think they're gonna show us a little girl.
a child who's struggling to find their place in the world, like the
Yeah.
original Mulan.
Yeah, instead they show us an 8-year-old chi master who can take on the Chinese Monkey King. Doing staff work.
I think
That
she
took
was the
us
Chinese
years to
Monkey
learn.
King.
That took us years to learn, yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean,
Ugh.
where do we even start? The fact that C was twirling a staff like a freaking ninja warrior as a
Hey,
child.
apparently no training.
No, it's just that she was that good.
Yeah, it was just that she was that good because remember, her father was against her whole learning to do this and made her suppress her mighty chi powers.
As you can see, we're doing this in the new district called the Mulan Bullshit Hills.
Yes.
I'm
You
gonna
might
try
want
and
to add a 2020 to that. Just
yeah,
so
I'm
people know.
I'm going to try and make a Chinatown theme.
Chinatown thing.
Well, you know what? It's gonna be more Chinese than that Mulan shit we just saw.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more Chinese than this bullshit
Because
we
let's
saw.
not forget, this was just the first scene, and we haven't even gotten to the part where she was dancing on rooftops like a freaking assassin.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
At 8
yeah,
years old.
Ezio Auditore be damned.
Oh yeah, let's not forget the fact that she was doing this. Okay, she was chasing a chicken, and
Yes.
and suddenly
Across the
from
rooftop.
from chasing a chicken, we become assassin warriors.
Yes.
I mean, apparently, I need to be a farmer, because if farmers can do that shit, I'm
I know.
apparently not. Yeah, I'm apparently stupid for being a city child.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, screw our screw our years of discipline and training. We should have just gone to a farm and chased bloody chickens. I mean, that's how you gain martial arts prowess. You chase chickens around.
Yeah, and then you run along all the rooftops.
Exactly. And when you fall off a 3-story rooftop, that's fine. You can use
Yeah.
a staff to somehow slow you down and then propel you into a nice, safe, slanted landing. Because her chi is strong. Did we ever figure out what exactly chi was capable of? I mean,
Well,
for the-
apparently it got more rules than a gremlin and not no rules at all at the same time. Let's not forget, if you lie, it hurt your chi. She
Yeah,
spent the
apparently.
majority of the time fucking lying, and she's still kicking spears at motherfuckers, but okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh God, the spears.
Look at that, Mulan Bullshit Hills is booming right now.
I don't think even the spears were correct. Were the spears right?
Were they? I don't even know.
I know what the spears look like, but don't remember what Chinese spears look like.
Well, Alchemist, that depends. What fucking dynasty was this supposed to be taking place in?
I have no idea. I don't know. I
The
really,
bullshit dynasty of fuck you, that one.
You know what, Zed? I would believe it at this point.
I completely buy that. Let's go with that. That's the dynasty from now on.
I mean, That's why that was me and Alchemist spent like the majority of the movie trying to figure out what time period was they basing this off of, because
I know.
this had me and Alchemist surprised. They're using the actual tribe of Mongolia. The Ruran tribe is an actual Mongolian tribe. I didn't even
You
know
don't know
that.
that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a confederation of Mongolian tribe during the 300 to 500 AD period.
Yeah,
And
so
which
I give
was-
credit. It taught us something.
Which was during one of the time period people think Mulan could have taken place in. So kudos for them doing their history on that.
Yes.
That was at
And
the
then they
impressive.
proceeded to not learn anything else as
Then-
they wrote the rest of the
Everything else
movie.
D-.
Okay, so then we got the dad, who got a little
Leg brace.
which I don't think was around during this time period.
And didn't seem to help him in any way anyway.
It was
I mean,
yeah, no, that's a
it
good
was
question.
useless. It was like steampunk on it almost. And I'm just going, what the hell is that even used for? Which also makes no sense because later on he had a cane. So I'm not getting it. And then, her whole ceremony where, she gets prettied up, which, the makeup, we're not sure about makeup history, but we feel that was a little extravagant for essentially a
For
peasant.
a peasant girl living in the middle of shit creek nowhere. Let's get to her village. The round house village.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked like the freaking Globe Theater model.
In the actual cartoon, she lived in a village. In this, she lived in a round apartment complex.
He lives in an apartment cul-de-sac.
Yeah. A round apartment cul-de-sac.
Looked like a shit version of the one we saw in Hercules.
Yeah, you know what? It looked like a stadium. It looked exactly like a freaking small, shitty coliseum.
Yep.
And what's weird is her reaction. Like, she falls off a 3-story roof, manages to land safely through an amount of bullshit that none of us can handle as people who practice martial arts. And then instead of saying, oh, thank God you're okay, they're all just like, you should have better control over your daughter's actions. Like, dude, I can't even do that. What the hell are you talking about? Like, okay, so a boy doing that would have been, I mean, hell, if my son did that, I'd have been, holy shit, I need to sign him up for American Ninja
Hell,
Warrior.
if my daughter did that, I would have been like, holy shit. Where
Holy
did she
shit,
get that from?
Who the hell? She didn't get it from my son.
Yeah, I would have thought, who taught you that?
I'd be looking at my wife going, whose blood runs in your veins? Because this shit didn't come from me. And where can I get more? Because this is awesome.
Oh my goodness. And just in the traditional fashion of how Mulan was almost no way Chinese and how they did half their shit, I'm gonna put a Japanese garden in the middle of this place.
Yeah.
You didn't need to put a Mongolian garden in the middle of the place.
Don't worry, I'll make it look Chinese by putting bamboo all over the place, because apparently that's how this movie think China work.
Pretty
work.
much, yeah. Wait,
Just,
how
you
the
know-
hell is that a bamboo
Which
tree?
is dumb because
Oh,
isn't there also bamboo in Japan?
Oh, okay. I looked at it from an angle. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
a top angle. To be fair, we've only seen single strands of bamboo, so we've never actually seen the forest of bamboos.
Yeah, when I was thinking, like, I've never actually seen bamboo stalks from the top before. I've never even
yeah.
thought of it.
More shots.
Even then.
No, I mean a top view, looking
Yeah,
down.
top view. Yeah, no, when they're bunched together, they actually do look like trees. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, when I think about it, I've never actually seen that before, so good to know. But then, so one of the few things I actually borrowed from the original movie, in the original movie, Mulan was just a girl. She was trying to find her place because she was a bit odd, and army comes. And her father has to go fight, but her father's, she's got a busted up leg, and he's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
Which, why they would take someone like that anyway, I don't know. But you know what? Let's skip that part. And she decides she can't let her father die because she loves him so much. So she disguises herself in his armor and pretends to be a guy. That was the main point of the movie, and this one starts out like that. But then they decide to completely scrap that for a new moral of be who you are. I'm like, honey, that was never your goddamn point.
Oh my
You were
goodness.
trying to save your father. It was something everyone could relate to. And you had real stakes and consequences because if you were caught, you would die.
Yeah. Oh.
Here, if you were caught,
Oh.
what happened, Chris? What?
Oh, this army had got one of my favorite punishment of any army of all time. If you get caught stealing, fighting, breaking any type of rules, for this time period, I don't care what dynasty it is, for this time period, the penalty more than likely for a non-execution-wise crime would have been lashes, where they tie you down and they beat you with sticks as many times as your crime merits.
Or they whip you. Either way. Whatever draws blood or pain.
Because that crime, while it does hurt and it can do damage, it doesn't cost you soldiers. You can still put them back on the battlefield.
Exactly.
This one, if you do something bad, your crime is expulsion. If you desert, your crime is expulsion. So that means, hey, I don't want to stay as a soldier anymore because I don't want to die. I'm going to run away. What's that? I just got caught. What's my crime? Death? Whipping? Beating? Oh no. We're going to give you the crime of leaving. So what I just did, yes. So
that makes sense.
Am I in trouble? You are expelled. So I mean, are you gonna? You have no honor. Okay, cool, but
I'm alive and I get to leave.
But I can leave. Yes, what I was already doing. Yes, before you brought me back. Yes, only to tell me to leave again. Yes.
Ugh, Christ.
Can I have my horse? No. Fuck you.
Hey, steal the horse. The crime is expulsion.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, they were probably.
And what killed me is we saw two soldiers running away.
Whose crime also would have been punished with expulsion.
Yes, so it's circular ass logic right there. That's some silly logic. Then, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and the big thing is Shadow R. Fox and I, whenever we try to figure out historical periods, we both kind of look at different things. Like, for one thing, I look at the armor and the weapons. Shadow R. Fox, you look at...
No, I usually default to armor, weapons, and military tactics or strategies for that time period. But I knew just enough.
Lost on this.
I knew just enough about this time period, about about a little bit of... only because I've been rewatching and reading about the Three Kingdoms, so I knew a little bit more about Han philosophy and the philosophy of that time period. So I was looking at the philosophy, like what were their virtues? Were they honoring? Okay, they honor family and discipline, so this must be sometime around either during the rise or post, pre, or Han period. It gotta be sometime Han period.
Yeah, where I was looking at the armor. Chinese armor is very distinctive of how it's laid out, how it's built, the colors they use, and the different insignia, so that you can tell generals from commanders from ordinary foot soldiers.
Especially that time period.
Especially during this time period. And, in the original Mulan, they fought the Huns. And, in other versions, they fought the Mongols. But here... Remember, in Chinese history, Mongols were big frickin' enemies of the frickin' Chinese. I mean, that is assumed to be the whole reason they built the wall. It's not, but, everybody assumes that. And yet, the Chinese warriors in this movie were wearing Mongol armor.
Okay.
The style of armor was Mongolian. There is no mistaking it at all.
There was
armor.
There was a time after the battle where I was literally trying to say, oh look, It's like the Mongols still alive. No, wait, the Chinese. No, wait, the Mongols. No, wait, I don't, like, there was a time I got confused at who was still alive because it was a dusty time. I'm like, I should not be able to not distinguish between the Chinese and Mongol army.
Exactly. I could not tell. And what's worse, the Mongols were even worse because they weren't even. They were wearing leather fetish coats from the freaking Renaissance.
The Mongols was all over the place. They had Middle Eastern turbans. They had Norse swords and handles. They had a mix of Saracen blades and
Chinese dows.
Oh jeez.
And some of their swords had Viking handle grips.
Let's not forget the Chinese soldiers having Mongolian bows.
And the Chinese soldiers had Mongolian bows. There's no thought about it. They were Mongolian bows.
I think they were sleeper agents. I think there was a secret movie going on where Mulan was part of a secret Mongolian detachment.
Oh, in that case, China lost big time. And they made a big deal that they're going to make this more realistic.
Oh,
because an 8-year-old having
chi magic
capabilities that makes perfect sense.
Because chi magic is completely real.
Magic.
I'm sorry, Argument, you don't have chi magic?
No. I was sick for a week because I had pink eye in school. I missed that class. It's always the one class that you actually want to be a part of that you miss.
Yeah, you can't miss that chi magic class.
I know. Zed, you did the chi magic class, right?
I must have either missed that class or I must have skipped it because I
just realized what it was. The chi magic class only applies to girls because apparently only girls have chi magic.
Yes, that was.
I got from this movie.
Yeah, that was another thing that was really inconsistent because we would see guys fight somewhat competently, but then the things you see Mulan and the witch do. Like, we saw the Emperor. He apparently had chi.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He was the first male I saw that had any capabilities, and still, he paled in comparison to Mulan.
Well, what about that guy who fought Mulan, the soldier, who was the kind of love interest, ?
I still don't have a clue what kind of chemistry they had, and,
he actually was competent, at least.
We saw him be competent, but, Mulan was clearly holding back, and when she actually tried, he was fucked.
Yeah.
So I don't bloody know. And honestly, that kind of takes away from her character because, the original one, she wasn't a badass fighter. She was trying to save her dad, and she was way over her head. I mean, she got her ass kicked the first few days of training, but what did she do? She was kicked out of the army because she was so bad.
Yeah, no, that was part of the song. You don't have the thing for the, what was it? Oh jeez, I just listened.
Crap. Well, I know this.
For the Flames of War. Yeah, the Rage of War.
Pack up, go home, you're through. How could I make a man of you?
Yeah.
It still kills me that song wasn't in there.
Nothing was in there.
Nothing was in there.
Like, only in name alone was this Mulan.
Yeah, pretty much. And, again, Disney, if you're going to go for a more serious tone, you can't say that and then include frickin' magic. And not to mention the frickin' sorceress who, I still know nothing about her. She talked quite a bit and told us all about herself, and I have no idea of anything about her.
Yeah.
What the hell?
There we go.
And it's what?
There we go. That's a good name.
That's it.
Wait, let me fix it. There we go. There we go. Girls only grounds.
I know. It's like Jesus.
Because god dang it, this movie hit you over the head with the agenda that they have.
I know. Basically saying that men oppress women.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and I do love the fact that, facing the witch who throws Shuriken shaped like eagle's claws, which we saw pierce armor, failed to pierce Mulan's leather corset. Which, first of all, feminists claim is a symbol of male suppression, even though it was actually invented by a woman, ended up saving her life. Jesus. I still love the fact that women think men invented the corset, and, you know, I still want to ask them, why the hell would any man invent a piece of clothing that made it more difficult to take off a woman? I mean, what man in his right mind would invent that? Zed, Shadow R Fox, back me up here.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you.
I was going to say a gay one, but even then, they just wouldn't invent it.
I don't know if you could see what symbol I was trying to make.
Oh no, I saw the symbol.
Like, I was trying really hard.
Oh, I see it.
You see it?
God damn it.
That's actually, I see it and it's brilliant and I love it. Oh, the hate we're gonna get for that.
Oh, I can't wait to see
Oh no, there's a lot.
Oh, nobody watches us. Who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, this will be the one video people start watching. No, watch this. This be the video that go trending on YouTube.
Like, oh crap.
You know what? If it is, who cares?
Christ almighty. Okay. So, where was I forget where I was even going with this. She was freaking saved by a piece of leather. These talons could cut through men's armor, their metal Mongolian armor, but it couldn't get through leather.
No.
Okay. Makes sense. Sure. Oh, and our biggest thing was, you know, in animation, it's a bit easier to believe that Mulan could be mistaken for a guy. But, you know, in real life, when they get a very attractive woman to do it, no one's going to believe that she's not a woman.
Especially when she didn't do anything to, like, her face. To kind of, like, hide it or disguise herself. Or anything like that. Like, she's still 100%. Just all she did, tie her head up into a bun. Which, again, she did that in the original. But that was animation. You could kind of argue it. Not to mention, I don't know.
The fact that she was also wearing makeup throughout it, even when she wasn't wearing the heavy makeup, but
was she wearing makeup when she was? Like, I don't know. When I was looking at her the whole time, I kept seeing. I'm like, that's just Mulan. That's just a woman. You know, not even dressed up like a man. That's just straight up a woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I would be mad if I were Chinese and I saw this movie and I'd be like, do you guys not think we can tell men from women?
I know. I mean, if I were Chinese, I'd be a bit insulted. It's like, do you really think we look so much alike that we can't tell men from women? I mean, I'd be a bit insulted.
Alchemist, you brought up the fact of her Adam's apple.
Yeah, like, she doesn't have an Adam's apple. I mean, we've had these for a long time. You think someone would notice that? But the big thing that I brought up was, you know, in the beginning, she did kind of try to deepen her voice. She did a lousy job at it, but she did try. And then later on, she abandoned it altogether. She didn't even try. Yeah. Like, before the battle, she was talking with her completely normal voice, no deepness, nothing. And all the guys were just like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's a guy." Like,
yeah, that's Hu Jin.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's not a guy's voice. That's either a girl's voice or that's a boy who seriously needs to hit puberty. So,
oh my god. Oh, and let's not forget how she acted at the camp. She acted like such a bitch.
She so did.
There's a guy, and I mean, granted, when he was, you know, he did kind of, I guess, you know, act a little bit snarky to her when she fell over in line at the camp. You know, he was like, hey, need a hand? He was offering her hand. And I mean, I could see a regular guy just smacking it away. But to draw your blade on him?
Yeah, that's a little extreme. And, she's trying not to get caught. Because presumably her her expulsion's in danger.
Because her honor's on the line.
Yeah. Like, okay. But, and it's like, seriously, what the hell? I mean, she just goes out of her way and draws a sword on a guy. It's like, dude was trying to give you a hand. I mean, yeah, he was laughing at you a bit, but come on, who doesn't laugh at people when they fall over? And that's not a guy thing. I know plenty of girls who laugh at other people when they fall over. I mean, hell, nobody laughs harder at guys getting hit in very tender areas than girls.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because any other guy sympathizes with the pain too much to laugh.
And let's not forget the fact that C was completely trained before she ever went to that camp.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, the only time she appeared even normal was when she was holding back her magical chi powers, which I still don't completely understand. But when she unleashed them, suddenly, she's badass warrior. She's the frickin' Chinese goddess of war. And it's just like, okay, why is she even training? She's already better than all of them. And, which, takes away from her because she's not as interesting now. She didn't have to struggle. She didn't have to fight. It's like they've taken away her entire struggle in making her this perfect warrior, which I think takes away from the whole point of girls can be strong that they were trying to shove into our faces.
Now, Alchemist, you brought up the fact that she was too damn stoic and unexpressive. The whole bloody movie.
Like, I will give credit. She was better than Kristen Stewart in frickin' Twilight, but, that's not saying much.
That's really not saying that.
I will give credit that every now and again her face moved, but when we needed an emotional scene, her face was so stoic and so deadpan that I was not sure if the movie had paused or not. Like, I thought, oh crap, did the video stop? Oh, no, that's how her face is, okay. Like, is she happy, sad, aggressive, determined? I can't tell, there's no difference.
All of the above.
Yeah, which is a shame because I could tell in the few scenes where she actually moved her face that she has a very expressive face, but she wasn't allowed to have it. She just had to look stoic and proud because, when you're stoic and proud, you can't show any facial expression, which pisses me off. It's like, you guys ever seen Tombstone?
Yes.
The Western Tombstone? There's another one. Zed, if you ever get a chance, I highly recommend watching it. But Tombstone and the Western White Earp are kind of over the same subject matter. White Earp obviously focusing more on White Earp, but in the White Earp movie, White Earp is played by Kevin Costner. In the other one, it's played by Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell does a much better job as White Earp. And do you know why? Because Kurt Russell shows some goddamn emotion. Kevin Costner is he only has one emotion throughout the whole movie, and that's this calm, serious person, which, a lot of crap happens to him.
You're talking about the more recent Tombstone. I think the one in the 90s or early 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, and Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner has like two performances. He either performs it like super silly and fun, or he performs it so deadpan and stoic that you swear he's been replaced by a freaking robot. And that's not as interesting because, people don't go around all the time just completely deadpan. Even people who are clinically depressed don't go around like that. They do smile. They move their face. It does happen, and they don't do that with characters. I don't know why. It doesn't make them more badass. It makes them less human and less relatable. I mean, no one's going to remember Mulan except for how ridiculous it is, but people still remember the original to this day.
Oh, well, we got a whole generation of kids who will grow up watching only this version of Mulan.
Hopefully their parents say there's a better version. Please watch it.
I know a few parents who legit saw this movie and they were like, no. Watch this version.
I would too. Like, I get kids, I'm showing them the good version and saying, you can watch this one if you're bored, but you're seeing the good version first.
No, I would say you can watch this version when I want to punish you.
Yeah. That'll be a punishment. It's like, hey, hey, kids, you start behaving or you're going to watch Mulan. Ooh, yay! The live action one will be good.
No. Oh my goodness. Oh, and let's get to the military tactics. Oh, wait, we haven't even talked about how the Mongol army can run up walls.
Oh, God.
Yet they build siege engines. A trebuchet.
A trebuchet that can launch boulders, which somehow explode on contact on fire.
Which hit
With
on the
laser
first
point
try.
accuracy.
But the Mongol army, the army that was so bad at building siege equipment, they had to pretty much just kidnap engineers from every place they conquered and made them build their own siege works for them.
Or straight up steal siege works from, like, other armies that they had conquered.
If this is during that time period, this is before the times of, like, Genghis Khan, when they, Genghis Khan would come, what, closer to the Middle Age, I think?
I think Genghis Khan was like 12 or 1300s.
It wasn't 500 AD, I know that much.
God, no.
My time period is a little bit off right now after seeing that fucking movie and trying to guess what dynasty it was in. But I know for a fact the Genghis Khan would be another couple centuries away. That's during the time when the Mongols actually start using those types of siege equipment, like a trebuchet.
I'm almost positive Genghis Khan was like 1200s, but again, I'm not sure.
My time period is off after watching that fucking fiasco.
It says that Genghis Khan's reign was from spring of 1206
So
to August 18th, 1227.
Okay, so yeah.
Middle Ages. Yeah, Middle Ages.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, and let's not forget the witch.
Oh, the bloody witch. Like, was she even... Why was she there? Like,
Was he supposed to be related to Mulan?
I don't know. Were they supposed to be the couple? Like,
that would have made the
I'm
movie
sorry,
more
she
interesting.
had more chemistry with her than anybody else.
Yeah, apparently, she thought of the witch so likable that she risked her life trying to save her.
Yeah, I mean, they had this whole moment where they're like, you don't have to be bad, you can be good. I'm like, have you two shared enough screen time to have this moment? Because last time you saw her, she was trying to kill you.
Like, if the witch was her sister or some crazy crap like that.
Which, let's not forget, she has a sister in this one who could have been removed from the movie and there'd be no difference.
Oh, at this point, you could have made her the bloody witch. At least then it would have made sense why the witch, spoilers, sacrificed herself for her.
Yeah, which, again, was...
in the dumbest way possible. Hey, I'm a witch who can turn into a flock of birds and harass a whole army, catch who knows what out of the sky, throw daggers to pierce metal armor, turn my cloth into whip-like fabric and whip soldiers around all willy-nilly.
And catch arrows, let's not forget.
But I'm just going to fly rather than trying to catch the arrow with my cloth or with my clothing or turn into a flock of birds to knock the arrow off course or any number of things. I'm going to fly in front.
Capable of doing.
I'm just going to fly in front of the arrow and take it for Mulan. The scale I met just less than a couple hours ago.
Yep.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, because again, they met twice, or no, 3 times. They met 3 times in the entire movie, and by the third time, the third scene is her freaking death. But that completely warrants a self-sacrifice. We've gotten to the point where we respect and care for each other enough that we're going to do this. I mean, I'm sorry, but Rey and Kylo Ren had more time together than these two. So, and Shadow R. Fox, I know how much that pisses you off, but it's true.
No, I mean, compared to Kylo Ren and Raylo compared to this, oh my goodness, that's like freaking Romeo and Juliet
right? It's
compared
just
to this shit.
no kidding. So it's just like, and like, and the biggest and one of the big complaints is that we could not figure out what dynasty this was.
I'm still trying to figure that out because I looked up Mulan I mean, there's various stories of Mulan that all take place in different time period, but one of the places they hint at Mulan taking place is during what 200 to 600 AD, which I'm since they're using the Ruran tribe, the Ruran Confederation of Mongolian tribes, that would place this sometime between 300 and 600 AD. Well, yeah, 300 to 500 AD. So
500 AD.
let me look up what dynasty that was during that. I'm on my tablet looking this up. Give me a second, because yeah, I want to know what time period this is, what dynasty
Yeah,
took
because
place.
honestly, the technology, the decor, the looks, the symbolism was just all over the place. I couldn't make heads or tails of any of it. Oh, and let's not forget the bloody phoenix. Was there a point to the damn phoenix?
I'm still trying to figure out if anyone else could see that bloody phoenix, because that phoenix, I'm sorry, that phoenix flew in front of people's faces, and I swear they
no one
borderline.
reacted.
Even Mulan didn't react that well, too.
I know. It's just like, oh, pretty phoenix. I'm like, no. No, the correct response is, holy shit, a phoenix! But she was like, huh, phoenix. That's weird. I'm expressing confusion. Like, are you sure? You know your face has to move for that. Just a little bit? For me? Okay. No. It's like, no, my face cannot move. I am too stoic for that. Even my crying, it can only be a single tear down my perfect face. Like,
Okay,
okay.
was this supposed to be the 16 Kingdom dynasty?
Wait, what? The 16 Kingdom dynasty?
Yeah, because this would have been the collapse of the Jin dynasty. But that make kind of sense, because the collapse of the Jin dynasty was due to nomadic tribesmen, aka what we would call the Mongols. I didn't know if it was the Ruran Confederation, but the Jin dynasty did enlist a bunch of freaking Mongolian tribesmen to fight in their wars of the Six Princes, which ultimately led to, hey, we got our whole army here in China, and you guys are kind of torn apart after this whole Civil War. We're just gonna tear you guys a new asshole.
That sounds about right.
So, yeah, Jin Dynasty,
That's true. That means they got the armor way off.
well, maybe they got it right. If Mulan was supposed to be one of the nomadic tribesmen who was enlisted to fight the other nomadic tribesmen.
Yeah, but she still wouldn't have been wearing Mongolian armor.
Yeah.
I'm not letting that go. They were wearing Mongolian armor.
So was this supposed to be Jin Dynasty?
It is, and there's all sorts of things wrong with this.
Because this will have to be sometime between 300. The problem is 300 to 600 AD is like 7 different dynasties in China.
Yeah.
It's the Jin Dynasty, it's the Lusong Dynasty, it's the Southern Qin Dynasty, Lian. God dang it! This is part of the reason I don't like trying to put a time period on fucking things in China. There's too many fucking dynasties.
Yeah, no, it's all sorts of messed up.
I'm assuming Jin Dynasty during the 300, 400 period. I know they're not trying to use Lusong Dynasty. That Will they be using Luson Dynasty? Are they using Emperor Did they ever say the Emperor's name?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Damn it.
All I can say is if that was the Jin Dynasty Emperor, then his dress and his hat were all wrong.
It can't be Jin, because the Jin Dynasty Emperor never fucking fought in a war. He was in the Jin Dynasty. None of the Jin Emperors ever fought in war
Plus
or
that
went
there
to
was
combat.
Right. Also, he wouldn't be wearing the right colors. He was wearing bright yellow through the movie. That's not the Jin Dynasty colors combo. They would have been wearing red and black.
It could have been it could have been Lu Song Dynasty.
Ugh, God.
That took place right after the Jin Dynasty.
You say this movie didn't do well in China, right?
Oh no, hell no. Not what they were expecting.
Why. I couldn't imagine why. I mean, Jesus.
Maybe Lu Song?
I mean, literally, the only thing they got right was her bloody sword at the beginning of the movie.
It could be the QI. I know it's pronounced differently. I can't remember how it's pronounced in Chinese.
The Ka Dynasty?
I can never remember how, because I know the Q is pronounced differently than how we say it in the West.
Yeah, no. Isn't it the Qin or Qin Dynasty? You know what? I have no idea. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Because I know that the QIN is the Qin Dynasty.
Yeah. Okay, so that can't be it. That's the one with the Terracotta Warriors, right?
Oh,
Well, the Qin Dynasty took place right after, but this would have been at the end. Okay, maybe it was the Qin Dynasty, because the Qin Dynasty would have been towards the end of 500, 600 AD, which would have been during the time of the fall of the Ruran tribes, which I guess if you're assuming Mulan was the cause of their fall, would make sense time period. I'm like going into shit detail trying to figure this shit out. Like, I am literally looking through pages of history right now.
Why are we wasting time trying to figure out a bullshit plot of this bullshit movie?
I just want to know when this fucking movie take place. Because let's not even get into the fucking geography of the movie. How they went from an icy lake to
that was yellow. A yellow icy lake, mind you.
To a... That was steamy.
To a desert. To a desert with behind them a magically appearing mountain of snow.
Okay, I am looking up Qin Dynasty armor. Because I want to see how fucking off the armor is.
You're not gonna like it.
Now, yeah, no, okay. And I don't even know how you could look at that and think it fucking... God dang it.
I know. I was like, I know that armor, and it doesn't look like the Mongolian armor, does it?
I mean, here's the thing. With the scales, the way they did the scales, kind of. The scales themselves was kind of close, but the
headgear.
The headgear was completely Mongol.
Yeah. Yeah, Chinese warriors did not have that kind of flap headgear. That was unique to the Mongolian army. I don't know how can you screw that up?
Problem is they're using fucking dynasty warriors and shit for the Three Kingdoms period armor, which, okay, yeah, that's closer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Shoot.
The armors he was wearing was essentially heavy armor for that time period.
Yes.
They were not given new recruit that heavy of armor.
No.
That type of armor was reserved more for veteran troops.
Oh,
they would have been... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, also, here's the fun part. Remember, later on, she's inexplicably with the cavalry because she's on a horse inexplicably with the cavalry, which doesn't even match her color scheme because she's red in her freaking cavalry guys.
Not to mention there was only 6 cavalrymen in a whole battalion.
And they're yellow, mind you, but also they're wearing heavy armor.
I just realized it. They wasn't even supposed to be those were scouts. Those were scouts' horses.
Again, scouts wearing heavy armor on horses.
So, to give everyone prefix who haven't seen this, they decide, rather than staying in a fortified area, a fortified encampment with with a whole nother battalion, they're going to march their own battalion out by itself to face the oncoming Mongol hordes in the open plains against a nomadic horse archer tribe.
Yep.
Where the majority of your troops apparently now have shields, because we never saw any shields until they magically appeared out their asses.
Yeah, they never trained with shields, but suddenly they had them.
I didn't even see them. And basically, they start. Why did they send out Mulan on horses? Was they trying to? Did the trebuchet already appear at that time?
No, it had not.
What was they sending out the horses for?
They were trying to attack those 9 warriors who were running forward after they had launched all the arrows at the other guys, and the 9 soldiers decided to run away. You know, the ones who can climb up walls?
Yes, that's it. They were going after the general and his elite troops, and they sent a scout unit to attack them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of course, they all die except for Mulan because of plot armor.
Yeah. Well, all of them except 2 who ran away.
Who were probably smart ones, to be honest.
The Mongols had a trebuchet, which, again, laser point accuracy. Mulan, of course, after fighting with the witch and realizing I gotta reveal how I'm a woman, and takes off her armor in the middle of the battle.
Her father's armor that she just throws away.
That she just dumps in the middle of fucking nowhere. She never does go back for it.
No, she does not.
It's still out in the middle of fucking house anywhere. The Mongols are firing the trebuchet at the Chinese forces, who went into a turtle box formation to shield themselves.
Most Chinese thing in this whole movie.
No, that was the only Chinese thing that their military did, because that was the actual formation. Granted, it was horribly organized, but that was a formation that I could look up in military texts as what the Chinese would do to defend against missile fire. Not against catapults, mind you. Missile fire.
Pretty much.
And so you get the idea. Well, I'm going to put some soldiers' helmets and make them fire at this giant snow and cause the avalanche like in the animation.
After magically getting behind them.
Yes, because 1 second she's riding towards them, the next second she's directly behind them with helmets already set up. Oh my goodness, this movie.
Hidden path that was to the right of the mountain that none of them noticed.
They turned the down like 8 of them by herself. And they decided to turn the whole catapult around, thinking there's a whole army behind them, when really there was only 8 helmets. And they already shot all those helmets, so I don't know what the hell they were shooting at. They decided to turn the whole catapult around. And for some reason, they could not see the giant fucking avalanche that was waiting to happen.
After they caused it.
Jesus crap. This movie is so fucking stupid. This is such a fucking stupid movie. God dang it. This is gonna be I'm gonna speed up. They're going. Mulan reveals that the Mongol army get wiped out. She goes to the camp. They reveal herself as a woman. They go, oh, expulsion, and which again, stupid punishment. But okay, they get exposed. They Mulan leave defeated. Say if you ever come back, we'll kill you. Oh, well, okay, that's new, but okay, whatever. We're gonna, and then see, find out. Oh, the Mongols are. This was only a diversion. They're really gonna go straight for the Emperor Forbidden City to kidnap the Emperor, to kill and to first kidnap him so he can watch the burning of his city, and then kill him afterward. We get to watch the Emperor do some crazy chi bullshit magic
that we never knew he had, but apparently always did. So
okay, he's the Emperor, fine, whatever. If there's anyone who's supposed to have chi, let's assume the God Emperor is gonna have it.
Yeah.
Apparently not as much as Mulan, but enough.
Enough to do some badass scenes before getting caught and then just hanging around.
Getting caught in the merry-go-round.
Oh, and let's not forget, we have to mention this because it becomes an important factor. During a sparring session where she was using a spear, she kicks a spear upwards and then kicks the back of the spear, which has an armored tip, and launches it at her opponent.
Who is, at this point, a fellow soldier.
Yes. So again, this is where the whole, my God, she's kind of a bitch comes in, because all they're doing is freaking sparring, and she's basically trying to kill the guy.
Because, oh, you kicked my ass a couple of times. I can't have that. I'm a strong, independent woman.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to kill you. I'm going to have to try and kill you.
Exactly. I have to show all along that I was better than you because, I've had the same amount of military training as you, but...
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, that was essentially it. And she has this hatred towards him through most of the movie that is completely unwarranted. He even tries to frickin', he's like,
bury the hatchet.
On foot. Let's try to be good. Let's try to be friends. And she's like, no, screw you. To be fair, she was naked at the time, but
still,
a frickin', like, he kept offering her his hand to just say, hey, put her there, shake hands. And she's like, get that away from me.
No, I'm a strong, independent woman.
Fuck you. I can't take no guy's hand. Like, well, screw you too, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be rooting for this woman? Like, so far, she's come off as nothing but a completely pretentious bitch. Like, why am I rooting for her? So far, I'm hoping she gets her ass kicked.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bloody humility.
Oh my goodness. Well, then, let's see. She goes back to the camp to warn them that they're getting ready to kill her. She say, you can kill me, but we gotta save the Emperor. Your bravery never... They just randomly agreed to go with her after they do a whole I'm Spartacus moment.
Yeah, and then, of course, she shows no emotion during this whole scene. Face never moves because she's being all stoic. And it's like, okay, you're pleading for them to follow you. You're pleading for these people who, oh, well, no, I can't really say that she's become friends with because she didn't spend any bloody time with them. No, she didn't. And let's not forget, somehow she managed to go, weeks and weeks and weeks of basic training without ever showering.
Yeah.
And also, they had showers back in ancient China.
They just fucking jumped in a pond or some shit.
I know. And, of course there was a guy there, and I'm sorry, were they supposed to be the romantic interest, or was she too stoic and strong to have a male interest?
I don't know. That's a good question. Was there supposed to be a romantic, thing going on here? Because it did not feel that way. It felt like they didn't know what the hell they were trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, all I got from this was that okay, Mulan give a does not give a crap about you, and she's not interested in speaking with any of you. She's not trying to hide her cover. She's just trying to be like. At first, I thought, okay, maybe she's just trying to hide her cover because she's trying to protect her father. But then that goes out the freaking window. So it's like, okay, what the hell are we doing here? And this is what really gets lost in the whole girl power movement that is going around nowadays, is that they think girl power is making the girl so perfect that she has no flaws. But in the end, that makes her completely unrelatable.
And just it's a bad character at that point. We saw
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it with Ray. We jeez, we saw it. We did see it a little bit as Korra. Granted, they turned that around with the future seasons.
True.
With Ray, they would.
You see it in most Disney movies where, when they do the remakes of the Disney movies now, they make the female actress so bloody perfect, trying to make her have no flaws, and she becomes so unbelievable as a character that she becomes boring. Like, I don't know anything about these characters.
Oh, just as worse, they made the guy stupid.
Stupid as hell. Like, a lot of movies nowadays, ones that come out that are highly girl power eccentric, is like, there's no good male role models in it. They make the guys either complete assholes or they make them so bloody stupid that you think, oh my God, how did the world ever survive without women?
Oh, ironically enough, they turned him into the generic pretty boy, Prince Charming.
Yeah.
Who needs that? I mean, if girls can complain about princesses, or the feminists can complain about the princess, and we're not damsel in distress. Can we complain about how think about it, every guy, not even from one of these movies, but just from any movie you see nowadays, what do you see in the average male main character? Either perfect to almost great body, some type of completely perfect personality, or unrealistic personality.
No flaws whatsoever.
Chisel like a freaking Greek god.
Yeah. And or you have the bad boy who still manages to have all those features, but is misunderstood and changes through the power of love. Oh,
bullshit.
People don't change. If someone's an asshole, this is both guys and girls. If they're an asshole, they're probably going to stay an asshole.
Yeah, they're more likely going to be an asshole when you meet them later on.
Yeah, and what girls are forgetting, because so many girls love the bad boy thing, which I do not get. I mean, why would you want someone who treats you like shit?
And I've had this question with girls before too, and they told me, well, I don't want to hang around with a safe guy. They're boring. I'm like, so you rather hang around with? And I'm not just talking generic. I'm not talking generic like, oh my goodness, that guy jaywalk bad boy. I'm talking like he's an abusive, wife beater type deal.
Abusive gang runner, wife beater. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. And it's like, okay, so you're basically choosing between being bored and death. And what that wouldn't bother me so much is that later they come off complaining there's no good guys around anymore. I'm like, excuse me?
Mother.
Like, okay, listen, honey. You want the bad boy, you want to date an asshole, fine. That's what you like, fine. But don't sit here saying all men are dirt when you specifically go for someone who treats you like dirt. That's your goddamn fault and your goddamn choice. Don't put that on us. The good guys, they are around. And what do? You put them in the friend zone because you find them boring. That's your goddamn choice, and you have no one to blame but yourself.
And one thing I'm going to do real fast is, hang on.